Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning back in today for another episode right here with the Rustbelt Mechanic. So today we are breaking back into our good old habit of using Raptor bedliner. And today I'm going to be answering three really good questions that a lot of different subscribers tend to ask. One, can you use Raptor bedliner over an existing sprayed-on bedliner? Two, how well is it going to stick? And three, can you spray the Raptor bedliner over existing Raptor bedliner? I don't know. We're going to find out all these things today with the big old LBZ truck bed here. Let's check it out. Well, everybody, right here on the good old LBZ Duramax, we have a crappy old bedliner. This isn't the same kind as what the Raptor would be. It's kind of like a Rhino liner-ish kind of thing, and it's just all faded, and it's just absolutely horrible. So today we're going to be looking at getting some Raptor bedliner going over the top of this. And we're going to try it in a couple of different ways. First off, we're going to try scuffing up most of it. That is one area what we're going to try. The next one is going to be actually taking it all the way down, grinding that old bedliner off down to bare metal and trying to stick it there. And then throughout the whole thing, we're going to be using Raptor U-Pulls adhesion promoter. We're going to be using that stuff to hopefully get this stuff to stick in all the areas. Also, we're going to be doing the bed rail caps as well on the tops of the rails, and that's going to hopefully give me a nice big thick surface to be able to hopefully not scratch up my bed rails any much more harder than I already am on them. They've not scratched or anything yet, but inside the bed rails, which I'll show you, when I did the original Raptor bedliner paint job, is kind of chipping away. That's not because of the Raptor's fault, that's because of our own prep fault, and hopefully we're going to learn from that one today. So as we can see, here is the Raptor bedliner paint job, all nice and textured and everything, and you can see here on the inside where it has chipped away, and that was due to this surface not being coated or not being prepped correctly. We did not scuff that enough. We did not give it a good bit to be able to hold on to, so unfortunately that was how it turned out. Now what is really kind of cool and interesting is you can see how where we had our kind of tape line here over the existing bedliner, you can see that the Raptor bedliner actually has stuck over that pretty well and pretty nicely and has not chipped away. That is the colored bedliner paint job that we did the whole truck with. So that's why I'm thinking that this is actually going to be something that may work actually pretty good. Now also, as you can see, I'm pretty hard on the bed rails. We do have a chip right here. I'm pretty rough on these. I use this truck as a truck, and we're going to be using it for much harder things here in the near future. As you guys can see, I took out my old toolbox, and it is actually here in the barn, sitting over here on the floor. And if you can see over here, we have new project toolbox slash fuel tank coming up soon after this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. But here's what we are going to be using today for our bedliner purposes. We've got two kits, that is 4 bottles in each one, so 8 bottles in total of the Raptor bedliner black textured finish. This is not a tinnable one. This is the advanced 2-part urethane formula, so good stuff right there. In the move, I ended up losing my gun that I use for a lot of the Raptor stuff, so we got a new gun here. And then we've got a couple of cans of adhesion promoter to hopefully get this thing to stick all nicely for us, and so we won't have to worry about anything hopefully chipping down the road. So what we're going to try to do, I'm going to talk with the guys up at the paint booth because I'm not shooting it in here. I've got too much stuff since we're still kind of moved in. It's sitting around here everywhere, and I don't have anything sitting around here yet to be able to protect any of my other stuff around. So I actually have a buddy who has a nice little paint booth for us over at First Choice Paint and Body, who is the guys who helped us with the original Raptor paint job. So we're going to be cruising over to their place here in the next clip, and we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing with. We want to shoot over the bed rail caps, minus the bird turds that are on there. We want to have a nice, really thick Raptor bedline bed cap. So we're going to be shooting over the existing Raptor liner, which U-Pole has told us that that should be just fine. Maybe give it a little scuff and spray on some adhesion promoter, make sure the surface is all nice and clean, and it should stick over the standard urethane stuff that this stuff is pretty darn easily. Now, this poly formula, whatever that the original bed liner is, U-Pole says that they do not have anything that says that it will stick correctly to this one. They are not going to stand behind it, and I totally understand that one. That is not exactly what this is meant for, so this is more of an experiment, and we're going to find out what happens. So let's get on over to my buddy's shop, and let's see what we're going to be doing, prepping this thing, get it all prepped up and ready to shoot. All right, boys and girls, next day we are here at First Choice Paint and Body getting the liner all set and ready, getting it all prepped. I wanted it done in a couple of different ways here. I wanted it done, well, where we could see when we're just shooting it over the existing Raptor liner, just giving it a nice little scuff. You can see they've taken the little wire wheel on the grinder and just gave it a little scuff here to be able to see on that one. I also wanted a section taken down to bare metal so we could see the difference in that one. So the front of the bed rail here, we took this one down to bare metal. That one is going to be able to be just like you're shooting a regular paint job, which kind of would be, you know, like we did here where we just, you know, scuffed it up, but it's down to a normal paint job. And then with the actual bed liner here, all they're doing is taking this little nylon brush grinder, which I'll zoom in on this one here. This little nylon brush grinder to make sure we have all the nooks and crannies and crevices all kind of cleaned out of the bed and the corners, giving it a little bit of a scuff to it, but that's all we're going to be using. And then after they scuff that one up, they're going to use a pressure washer and pressure wash the crap out of this thing to make sure it's all cleaned up. Go over it again with some alcohol solution to make sure everything's as clean as can be. The other thing that they're going to be doing is, see, like this little chip here, they're going to grind that one and fade it into it so it doesn't look nearly as much like we have a big, you know, chip opening to it. But all in all, I think we're looking pretty good here prep wise. So they've got another hour or two worth of prep to do on this one, and then later on they're going to get to shooting. And again, we're going to be shooting 2 full kits on this one. Not one like a lot of guys like to skimp on just to save. Nope, we're going to be shooting 2 full kits, so we want to make this thing nice and thick on here. So looking forward to it. Here it comes around. Excited to see this, guys. They said they still got to put the tailgate on it, but boy, it's looking nice. I'm super excited about this. All right, stop, buddy. I want to see it. Crap, gotta catch him. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's shot here, and this thing looks absolutely ridiculous. I couldn't have imagined how well this bed liner was gonna turn out until I just see this thing, and just wow. I don't know if this is gonna show how well on camera, but I can't say that I've ever seen another bed liner job that came brand new from like a Line-X dealer or anything that looks as good as this one does right now. Let's check this out. Well, guys, here it is. The final product of the Raptor liner over the existing rubberized bed liner that was on here, and with the prep work that they did, this thing looks absolutely amazing. You can see where the line is, where everything was taped off. They were kind of worried about, you know, having a nice clean tape line, but I got to say that the tape line turned out perfect. Couldn't have asked of anything else. We didn't get any kind of bleeds or anything through it. So this is the texture over the existing Raptor liner right here. You know, nice thick coat process right there. And then the forward panel here on the truck, this one is the one that we took down to bare metal. And to be totally honest, you can't tell the difference. You really can't. Between the texture, the layering on it, anything like that, I can't tell the difference at all. And then when you're looking between the rails and then down onto the bed surface, again, I can't tell the difference. It looks like a seamless, brand new bed liner. Tape line there. Looks absolutely perfect. Now, there was quite a few little nicks and stuff that was in the bed right here. They took the little grinder and they evened those out really nicely, and it turned out very well. And it's just super straight job. They just absolutely knocked this one out of the park. It honestly, when I look at some of the newer trucks that we see at the dealership, and they go and they get the brand new bed liners done at Line-X, this is what it looks like. It looks exactly like I would have went and got a $2,000 freaking bed liner done at Line-X, but for way less than the cost. Now, when we're talking cost-wise on this one, as far as materials go, we went with 2 of the kits, each one of the 4-bottle kits, the 4-liter kits, and each one of those, I believe right now, costs right around $120 or so. And then we ended up, I gave them 3 cans of the adhesion promoter from Raptor to use. Those are like $12, $13 a can. They only ended up using 2 of them. They said the coverage on it was absolutely fantastic. So only used 2 cans of the adhesion promoter with this one, and everything stuck really, really nicely. Now, if you're talking about taking this to a body shop to have it done or shot, I asked them how many hours you were going to be looking at for time-wise in the prep and everything area shooting it, and they said for body shop time you're looking between 6 and 6.5 hours of shop time on everything for this. Doing the tape line for the upper bed rails, like I said, they ground down the front of this and evened up everything on the existing bed liner, scuffed it up and cleaned it with a pressure washer and some solution before it was shot. So all the prep work, all nice and done, and I think it turned out absolutely perfect. All right, so here we are, next day. The bed liner has pretty much all cured. We gave it 24 hours cure time. They say full cure is 7 days after, which I'm really not going to be trashing anything in this bed here in the next couple days anyways, but at least we'll be able to get out and drive it here after letting it cure inside the barn. And I'm still, guys, absolutely amazed. This thing is crispy clean, all nice liner, and it looks still like a brand new bed liner. I got Captain Ron here. Captain Ron, what do you think about this sweet bed liner?
I think it looks pretty sick. I mean, it is, for lack of better terms, not still a term, crispy.
It is nice. For going over the existing bed liner and how nasty and faded that one was, I'm absolutely amazed and definitely am loving this one. Now, yes, I know this isn't a full, in-depth extra review 6 months down the road, but I'm going to keep you guys up to date on this one as I do with the paint job Raptor liner for the whole truck. Let's just say we'll just roll that one in with the updates on the Raptor bed liner paint job. So we've got the 3 different ways that it was prepped over the standard bed liner, scuffed up in little areas, and then totally taken down to bare metal in the front part and applied over existing Raptor liner. So this can give you a thought into the process of all 3 different ways if you're looking at that on your specific ride. I know I get questions all the time based off of hey, I put this Raptor liner on my truck and I really don't like it. Can I do a Raptor liner over my Raptor liner, different color or something? Well, this goes to show you, you can Raptor line over Raptor liner. It's going to work just fine, and I will keep you guys up to date on how well this thing holds up altogether. Now, one of the other things that I haven't talked about in a while is how to get a hold of this stuff. Through COVID, obviously, all the little stockpiles of this stuff kind of have depleted because everybody's taken on all these awesome projects. But I can tell you one of the best places to be able to find it over at the Raptor store. Now, Yeah, there's a whole lot of different places that sell discounted little groups here and there of Raptor bedliner, but I'm telling you, here in the US, there is only one main distributor that actually has customer service reps and has a really long-standing line of good service, quick shipping, and a lot of stuff in stock. That is over at raptorliner.com. That's the Raptor store. I will leave the link to all their stuff down in the description below. Those guys are really awesome to work with, and they're just a great group of guys. I appreciate it if you actually use them. If you guys decide to use any of this kind of stuff for your projects in the house. Now, I don't get any kickbacks or anything off of this, but I always like to see guys right here in the United States who do a good job with their products and customer service actually get the amount of business. So what I would implore you to go and check out their website. I will leave the link down in the description below. Go check them out. All right, now just to give you guys an update on some stuff that is coming up here on the channel. We've got the new box build for the toolbox and the fuel tank coming in here on the truck. I've got it over here in the back part of the shop, just waiting on a couple little pieces and parts to come in so we can finalize that one up, and we're gonna do some more Raptor bedliner, of course, on that unit. So that one's gonna be a lot of fun. Also, if you guys did not know, I am part of a new podcast series called T2IQ, which is with Tomorrow's Technician and Babcock's Media. Via Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of the above, any of your standard podcast sources, you can find that one. I will leave the links to that one down below in the description if you want to check that one out. We talk about all kinds of different things for the modern day technician, getting into the automotive and truck field and seeing what you guys like or love about that one. If you guys have any questions or things that you want me to cover within that podcast series, also feel free to either email me at therustbeltmechanic.com or message over at the links that are in the podcast. So really cool stuff coming up there. Next big thing I want to announce is the next big truck meet that's going to be coming up. Me and Truckmaster are going to be meeting up over at Ryan's Diesel Service over in Wisconsin. We've got some awesome stuff going on there. Lots of prizes going to be given away. It's going to be a huge truck. We're expecting a minimum of 200 to 300 trucks. It's going to be actually a pretty big show. We're going to have the whole dyno there. We're going to have lots of prizes and giveaways, as well as judging the contest for different aspects of you guys' trucks. Not only a diesel show, you can bring your gasser, so make sure you guys come in on that one. It's going to be a grand old, again, Ryan's Diesel Service in North Prairie, Wisconsin. It's going to be a cool one. I'll leave that one down in the description below. That's about all I've got for you guys today. If you guys have any other questions or think about anything else that you really want to see Raptor lined, or questions on things that, can this be Raptor lined and will it hold up? That's what I'm here to answer with these kind of videos. So make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell notification so you get notified when I come out with cool, awesome content just like this one here today. Thanks, and as always, you guys stay awesome. Focusing. Does this thing make my mustache look small? No? I think it looks all right. Truck looks good too. That's right, it does.